Hey Scorpio, welcome to your reading. This is Dosha with DoshaDreamsTarot. This is a general reading, so please keep that in mind going forward. So everything may or may not resonate with you. You know the drill. The other thing is that this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, or wherever you have Scorpio in your chart, okay? So maybe just be trying to get some insight on a certain area of your life where you have Scorpio, okay? So that's okay too. Cross watchers, you are welcome here, but please just keep in mind that roles can be reversed and energy is interchangeable. So also don't get upset if I talk shit about you, because this is Scorpio's reading, so we're gonna address everybody in the room. The other thing is that gender is fluid, so please don't get caught up on gender. We have a couple cards trying to come out here. Oh wow, okay, you got the Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Hierophant. I think that's pretty telling right there. That's really saying that it may be time to let go of something that you've been committed to for quite some time. Maybe not even quite some time, just maybe you are holding on to the idea of commitment. Or maybe even just traditional kind of... I don't want to say relationships only, but it could be ideas of certain things. Okay, this is really talking about like knowledge, status quo type stuff. Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and it will all work out. Yeah, that's honestly, that's the feeling that I was getting. Which I know that letting go can sometimes be the hardest thing. Here you are showing up in your own reading. We got the Death card popping out in the cut. Y'all, I honestly was not planning on doing any tarot readings today. And Nine of Cups, this is what it's all about, y'all. But I just literally just got back in the door, running some errands and picking up some stuff or building stuff or doing outdoor stuff. And so, you know, doing my thing, and I just walked back in the door and was like, you know, I want to take a little break before I get going doing anything else around here. And I just looked at my tarot cards and was like, yo, should I do a reading? And if I do, what sign should I do? Because I don't need to do another collective reading right now. And they really take a lot out of me, believe it or not. Spirit was like, you should do a reading for Scorpio. So here we are, Four of Cups. Okay, so you may be kind of like playing with this idea of like, should I, shouldn't I? Four of Swords, you know, but you're kind of like, I have done so much healing and I've worked so hard, you know, to get to a good headspace where that I'm happy. Should I even consider? You've got the Tower in reverse, Two of Swords. Okay, lots of reversals. We're not going to take all of that. So I don't think you want any like major upsets right now. Yeah. Oh, sweetie. Okay. Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You've got the Queen of Cups coming out. This is your energy right here. You are a deep, deep feeler, a deep lover. You've also got the Strength card coming out in reverse. This, for me, is really saying that you may be having a hard time with something because you have a lot of love. And so you may be having a hard time finding the strength to move on from something and to let something go. Okay, that's what I'm really getting here. Times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Okay, so let go and all will work out. The Fool card, yep. That's I think Spirit's message here is to move on and be free, be ready to start something new. Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you need to get unstuck and make a decision here, whatever this situation is. I think that this may be like I feel like you probably are hearing this over and over again because I'm a Scorpio sun, and so I watch tarot readings also. I have some tarot readers that I like to watch, and sometimes I will just go in and look for somebody new also to just see if the messages are congruent. And I'm telling you, this message is congruent and obnoxious because you're like, okay, I keep hearing that like this person is going to come back from the past, and it's someone who's hurt me, who I've tried really hard to let go of, and you're just like getting all these messages, oh, but this is how this person feels about you, and now they regret it, now they feel bad, right? Like, I'm sure that if you're a Scorpio, you have been hearing these messages too. And so at a certain point, you're like, God damn it, because I'm ready to move on from this person. I've worked so hard to get to a point where that I'm ready to move on, but somehow, like, this person their energy keeps coming back into my readings and into my life, and they still haven't showed up yet to do a damn thing about it. Maybe you got them blocked like I do, so you don't even know, you know what I mean, if they're trying to reach out to you or not, and you're really trying just not to care, because you're like, you know, I'm sorry that you regret it now, and I don't want you to be in pain, but like, I already like went through my pain, and I'm not about to reopen that book again, unless, right? And that's the whole thing, is like, unless you're really actually fucking serious about it, and you really actually are making changes here. But with the Two of Swords in reverse, Spirit is saying that, like, it may be really hard for you because you're going back and forth. Spirit's advice to you is to just let it go. You've got the Hermit card here. I feel like you've been in deep contemplation for quite some time about this situation. Sorry, and you also have looked deep within for the answers, and you're still like, you're becoming unstuck now, I feel like, and you're getting to this point, but that's literally because this is what you really want, is the Ten of Cups here. And I think that's why you've got the subconscious, your subconscious is coming out. Oh my God, you've got the Sun card and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you are ready to collaborate with other people. I feel like you're ready to move your life forward. You've got the Nine of Swords coming out in reverse also. It's like you're ready to release the anxiety, the pain. You're moving towards, like, this is the deal, is that first off, Spirit knows that you're at a point where that you have exhibited a lot of strength, and you've exhibited a lot of perseverance. You've really taken the time to be alone. You've really looked within. You've done all the things, okay? So Spirit is saying, yeah, I feel like you're at a point where you're tired, okay? You've done all the things, and you're just like, okay, I'm ready to leap forward. I'm ready for my Ten of Cups. I'm ready for my Sun. I'm ready for the Three of Pentacles. Like, I want to collaborate with other people and become successful. I don't want to be alone anymore. You know what I mean? I have all this love to give. You know what I mean? I'm not blocked anymore. Like, I don't want to be blocked. I'm trying to just like let it flow and let it go. And, you know, but I'm tired. Like, I'm at a point where that it's like, I don't think I can take another tower, which is why I think the Tower came out in reverse, is you're just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, is this over yet? Like, are we just going to move on now? Is it time to just be, you know, be happy, right? With the Moon card, it's like, you know what I mean? This is like, we're done with the mystery. Like, yeah, Nine of Swords in reverse coming out again. Moon card coming out again. It just shuffled its way to the top so it could come out, like, for real. So yeah, I feel like you really are trying to like release the kind of like, you have this subconscious, like, what I'm being drawn to, and I've literally never seen this in this card before, and I love that this happens with Spirit, does this all the time. But do you see how in this card there's actually like a path leading up to this mountain, and there's like a cave in the mountain? Do you see that? It's like you have looked deep within to the places within yourself where that you carry pain, and the holes in your heart, so to speak, and like where they originate and what has happened that has brought you to that point. And so you've looked your demons in the face. You have looked at your pain. You know where the holes in your heart are. You know why they're there and what happened. You know, this could be talking about childhood trauma. This could be talking about like childhood dreams that you had that were stomped on. It could be that you had visions of this Ten of Cups, you know what I mean? And so then you have looked for that in, you know, countless people who've just disappointed you, and it's just further compounded the pain of not having that, and yada, yada, yada. Like, you get it. You know what I mean? Like, you're not blind to your own blind spots anymore. Does that make sense? Like, you've looked and you found the chinks in your armor, and you're like, okay, you know what I mean? These are the things I need to heal. So you've been doing that. So it's like, I feel like this is what Spirit is saying. You've got King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Could be a Sagittarius or some fire sign coming into your life, Leo or Aries. But what I'm seeing here is that the deal is that you are everything that you need to be in order to achieve these things. you already have done the work. You are coming to a place where you are releasing burdens. Your intention is to release. Your intention is to let go and to become unblocked, to make decisions. Your intention is to move forward, to be free, to take risks in good directions. Like, you don't want to take risks in directions that you're like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how it's going to go. I feel like you, with the Strength card coming out in reverse too, I just want to say it's not a bad thing necessarily. Like, I think you might actually be getting to a point where you're finally surrendering because you don't have the strength to continue to fight the inevitable. And I think you don't have the strength to continue to fight your future. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that could be a subconscious thing that was happening, that you didn't even know that you were doing this, but you were actually, because you were trying to fight off, you know, a specific person, or you're trying to fight off a specific situation from like reoccurring. I feel like you were actually fighting off like more than that. Like, I feel like you were actually blocking your blessings because you were trying to block something else from coming back in. So you were like, oh fuck no, you know what I mean? So I feel like because you were in that space, it's like finally you've run out of steam. So you can't really, I don't feel like you have the strength to continue in the direction you were going in, which was probably a little bit of bitterness, anger, hate, even frustration, you know, being like, you know, fuck this person, fuck that person, fuck this situation, like, no. Like, so you're coming to the table with this like really strong, which is badass because it helped you work your way to where you are now. But like, you were coming to the table with this like really strong, powerful, like, no vibe. So I think that like that wasn't really helping you necessarily with like the things that you want to say yes to in your life. So now I feel like because you've gone through that point, you're exhausted in that area. Now you don't even have the strength to be mad anymore. Like, you're like, I don't even care anymore. You're like, whatever, dude. Like, you fucked up. We all make mistakes. Like, it doesn't mean I'm going to let you make more mistakes in my life, you know, towards me. But, like, you know what I mean? You're like, it's just whatever. I don't fucking care anymore. What the fuck ever, dude. Like, you're dumb. So that's the vibe that I'm getting, is it's almost like really, what's the word? Yeah, like, I give up. And not like I give up in a way that like you give up on yourself or your happiness or your love or your vision or anything like that. But you give up in just being like mentally involved in this situation, which is why the Nine of Swords is coming out in reverse. Is you're just like, I don't even have the strength to think about this shit anymore. Like, I just do not care. And that's what I think is helping you right now, actually, is you're giving up, you're surrendering. Because you've exhausted it. Does that make sense? So Jesus, I mean, you've got some really good cards coming out here. Wow, okay. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck, which also wanted to come out earlier, but I didn't say anything because I was like in the middle of a thought. But you've got the Hierophant coming out. You've got the Ten of Swords in reverse, which is interesting. And you've got the Empress in reverse. So what I'm getting here is that, okay, you want commitment. I think you want not only just committed relationships, but I think you want like solid life structure, meaning like you want, you know what I mean, like solid income. You want solid, you know, friends. You want your family, you know, relationships to be solid. Like, I feel like you want a solid network of people and like support systems. You want, you know, wealth and like, you know, financial strength so that you can like pursue your dreams. And so like I feel like you want structure in your life, and you really do want a committed romantic partnership. I feel like, you know, where the type of relationship where you can like have a domestic life together and it be healthy and happy and prosperous, right? Like, not just, you know, oh, we're just hanging in there, but like, no, I feel like you want something that's like, you know, we're doing well for ourselves and we can afford to like give to others and we can be a part of our community and we can potentially even like have kids together and stuff. That's for some of you. I know some of y'all don't want kids, and that's, you know, legit. There's plenty of reasons to not want them, right? I think it's harder to justify having kids these days. But, you know, if that's something that you do want, I feel like Spirit is going to try and set up your circumstances so that is actually reasonable or would be a good move for you if that's something that you do want. You know what I'm saying? Is that certain things have to be in place in order to pursue that goal because it's a really big commitment. So you've also got the Ten of Swords coming out in reverse, which is kind of telling me that, like, and this is the annoying thing that I feel like y'all have had in the back of your mind, or that's kind of nagging at you, that's been showing up in all your readings, and I feel like has been frustrating, is because it's like something in the past is like not over yet. And I don't know why it isn't over, because I feel like you're moving away from all of this. You're like, I'm done, and it's just still keeps showing up. So what I'm getting for you is that this, I know it's frustrating, and I'm sorry, babe, I get it. Like, I really do, because it's annoying for me too. But here's the deal, is it's not over yet. And this Empress card in reverse coming out, I feel like is related to that. And I also, because I was just mentioning, kind of went on like a little weird rant about the kids thing, I actually feel like this is having to do with you being in a place in your life where that you are actually, you're in this place where you may be deciding whether or not that is something that you want to pursue, the whole having kids thing. Because I feel like you, like, the Empress coming out in the upright is always just like abundance, prosperity, fertility, you know what I mean, growth, you know, fruit off the trees, yada yada, right? So coming out in reverse, it's kind of like you're not quite in that space, you know what I mean, for whatever reason, okay? So I need to clarify some things, because I want to know why the Ten of Swords is coming out in reverse here. Prince of Swords, Lord. Sorry. Somebody else might be watching you and not really quite wanting to let this go, whatever it is. And then they literally just pop out in the bottom of the deck, I'm telling you. So Spirit, why is the Ten of Swords here in reverse? Thank you so much. I didn't even say my little prayer. Thank you so much, Spirit, for your divine messages and guidance. We are deeply grateful. We know we couldn't do this without you. Please help guide Scorpio for their highest good. And bless us and protect us as we move forward into this reading. Okay, so, you've got the Eight of Pentacles coming out in reverse here to clarify. So this is really feeling like unfinished business. You've got the Ace of Swords coming out, and then the Prince of Swords again. You all saw how much I shuffled that, right? Ace of Swords is talking about clarity and speaking your truth here. You've also got the Ten of Wands in reverse. Ooh, and that King of Wands coming out again. Five of Cups. Okay, this is some unfinished business. Two of Swords, the Tower. Yeah, okay. This really is the Empress in reverse again. So here's what I'm feeling, okay? Hear me out. And I know, because you, like I said, this is coming out right next to the Strength card in reverse. You have been so diligent about blocking this person out of your energy and fighting them off and saying no, and you know what I mean, standing your ground, okay, which is not a bad thing. I am definitely like, kudos, because if this person is anything like, you know, what I've been seeing in Scorpio readings and anything like the situation that I have dealt with, then I understand why you would take that route, okay? It makes sense. So what I'm getting here, though, is that because you now are at a point where that I feel like your strength is waning and you are starting to kind of like lose steam when it comes to like blocking and fighting this person's energy off, I feel like this person is getting ready to come back in with some sort of message here because they want to drop their burdens. I think it's going to help you drop your burdens too. I think you speaking your truth to this person is going to help you, and I think is actually going to help them too. And this could be a fire sign or someone who has fire in their chart, this King of Wands. They also could just be very passionate here about this situation, but they have a lot of regrets, okay? They are feeling blocked. I feel like this is a major change happening for the two of you. I feel like it is impacting, Magician card, Ten of Swords in reverse again. Yeah, this is what I'm saying here is that I feel like this person, Three of Pentacles coming out again as well. Okay, so here's what I'm feeling, is that this person, like I said, has a lot of regrets because we've got the Five of Cups coming out. This person has a lot of regrets. I feel like is feeling blocked in moving forward with their life, that they have things to say to you that they haven't been able to say yet, and vice versa. There's definitely things that you have not been able to say to them about how you feel, And it's not just the bad things. Like, I don't think that either of you ever expressed to one another really the depth of feeling that you had for each other. And that's part of the reason why there's so much pain in this situation and why you've tried so hard to move on from it, because you did have a lot of love for this person. With this Queen of Cups coming out, you literally, I think, like, really had a lot of deep love for this person. And I think that they felt the same way about you, and maybe they didn't, like, it didn't really click for them until later, after they had already, like, after whatever had already transpired, right? So I feel like they had this realization, this clarity, and then they realized, like, this is how I feel about this person, and this feeling has not gone away. And it's been some time now, and I've been trying my fucking damnedest, and I still can't forget about this person either. So if both of you are sitting in your fucking, you know, in your thoughts about each other, then there's something that has not yet been said. With this Prince of Swords here, I feel like that they are trying to reach out to you somehow. And now I'm not saying you should try and reach out to them. Spirit will bring the two of you together if that's what's meant to be, for you to have this conversation. It doesn't mean necessarily that you'll then start again with this person, but it may help you drop some burdens, okay? Some emotional, spiritual burdens. There's unfinished business between the two of you, and it could literally just be one final conversation. It could be that you guys haven't had the opportunity to really speak about, like, the passion between the two of you and how you really felt, and you know what I mean, your I don't know, like, your vision for that connection. With the Five of Cups, like I said, I think there's a lot of regrets and pain here, and I think this person could be carrying a lot of pain, and some of you might still be very bitter and be like, well, let them, fuck it, you know what I mean? Two of Swords, they're definitely blocked, don't know what to do. But with the Tower card coming out, this isn't, I feel like, an opportunity for change here. And that I feel like either this person's world has fallen apart and they've had to rebuild it, or vice versa, you know what I mean? But this could be sudden change within you, within the both of you, you know what I mean? And this conversation could spark a lot of movement in both of your lives, and it could be in directions leading away from each other. It doesn't mean that you having a conversation means that you get back involved with this person. I just want to let you know that, so that if you do end up in a situation where this person wants to talk to you and you're just afraid that it's going to start over a whole new mess, you know, but here's the Princess of Cups, you know, which was the Page of Cups in reverse, okay? So what that tells me is that this conversation could be a lot more about closure and moving on than it will be about necessarily a love offer, starting a new relationship. Empress in reverse tells me that this situation has actually caused you to kind of fall out of your, I mean, here's the deal, Scorpio. You're obviously doing pretty damn fucking good here, okay? That's what I'm getting. What I feel for Scorpios right now is that we're on an upswing, and we're doing pretty fucking good for ourselves, you know what I mean? But there is this certain amount of lack in our ability to manifest abundance to its fullest extent, and particularly in our love lives, particularly when it comes to our connections with other people, maybe even our because this card does represent fertility, and it's coming out in reverse twice. I'm really getting this is having to do with our sexual relationships as well, is that we may be experiencing a lack in that. But we've got the Magician card coming out here. I believe that you both are manifesting this a lot of people would call it a reconciliation, but what I'm really getting is that it's a conversation, or it's some type of communication here, that there's been clarity on both sides. I feel like y'all both have now enough understanding to have a grown-up conversation about what happened and how you feel about it, and whether or not it's even possible for you to, you know, reconcile on a level where that you would actually pursue what it was you weren't able to pursue in the past for whatever reason, either because somebody didn't recognize the connection for what it was, didn't recognize your worth, you know, underestimated you, whatever it was that happened here, maybe even chose somebody else over you and broke your heart, you know what I mean, kind of like drew you in but then rejected you as soon as things got, you know, real, or whatever it was, okay, took and never gave back, you know what I mean, like there's a plethora, you know, maybe all of those things, right? But the Ten of Swords in reverse is telling me that that this situation is not over yet. This is coming out twice now. You've got the Three of Pentacles again here, which tells me that it's possible, okay? And don't quote me on this, and please don't get you know, like I said, this could just be a closure conversation. But here's the deal, is that if you're able to have closure, the World card, right? The end of a cycle, beginning of a new. If you're able to have closure, Spirit's wanting me to look at this. Four of Wands coming out, okay? So look, if you're able to have closure with this person, Ace of Swords again, it doesn't necessarily mean Seven of Wands. I feel like you're going to still be defending your heart space. You're still defending yourself. You know, you're not going to just like let this person back in that easy. But the deal is that you could potentially, especially like say you guys like live in the same area, you run in the same circles, you guys are part of the same community. Yeah, here we go with the Page of Swords coming out. This is about a message, okay? I think either somebody's trying to get in touch with you right now, or maybe sending you a message soon is what I'm getting here. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I really do feel like that this connection, for whatever reason, really is coming from how do I say this? Like, it's coming from a divine place, and I feel like that it initially even was a divine connection, but for whatever reason, like I said, we all have our hangups, we all have our demons, we all have our wounds, we all have, you know, our baggage, our fear, you know, like there's so many things that come in between us, when we're guided to connect with one another, we can still fuck it up. So it doesn't mean just because it's a divine connection, it means that like it's gonna work out, you know, no matter what we do. It really is about free will, and we all have the ability to make the right decisions or make, you know, not so right decisions. But there's no right and wrong decisions, there's just decisions, okay? And so we yeah, but I do think that we can make decisions that cause harm to ourselves and others, and we can make decisions that end up leading us further away from our path, right? Like our, you know, our true north, right? So what I'm getting here is that this could have very well been a divine connection, but look, we've got the Ace of Wands coming out in reverse, but we've also got the Five of Wands coming out in reverse with the Star card and the King of Swords. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. Five of Swords. There was a lot of self-sabotage. Ten of Cups, dude. Six of Pentacles. The Empress in the upright. Okay. So, y'all, this is what's so difficult about this, is that, oh, the Fool card again. Yeah, okay, here's what I'm getting here, is that this situation could go in a lot of directions. And I think that's the hardest part here. And I don't want to be just another tarot reader telling you the same fucking shit again, okay? And that's part of the reason why I, you know what I mean, wanted to do a reading today also on Scorpio. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think that's why I was inspired, like, spontaneously to do this, is because I feel like y'all are just getting left in the dark, where it's just like, okay, it could go this way, or it could go that way, or it could, you know, it could be a good thing starting out in the right direction, or it could not go in that direction. And so you're just like left with this, like, you know what I mean? It's because it's gonna be your judgment call. And I think that it's going to, and that's such a difficult thing, because you just want to know, like, you know, and I think that's part of the reason why a lot of readers are like, leave the past behind. Fair enough, that's good advice. But then other readers are like, well, this could be your Ten of Cups situation, but you know what I mean? Like, there's just been a lot of pain in the past. There's going to be a lot of change that needs to happen. It's going to take a lot of work. You know what I mean? But there's some unfinished business between the two of you either way. So what I would say, Six of Swords, yeah, this is moving on to calmer waters. No matter what. No matter what. Here's the thing, Scorpio, is that, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing in the cards and from what I feel for Scorpio right now, is no matter what, you are moving towards your Ten of Cups. You are embodying the Fool energy and the Queen of Cups. You're moving towards the Sun, okay? Whatever bit that you are still needing to really fill in, okay, as a person, spiritually and emotionally, right? Like, when it comes to, like, fully embodying the what it is that you really what it is that you really actually like, okay, fulfilling your potential, all right, reaching your potential, your full potential. I feel like whatever little bit that it is that you still need to get to, right, is you are on your way to it. You're releasing the anxiety, you're releasing the blockages, you're moving forward no matter what, okay? Here, if you decide to have this conversation, I do not think that this conversation is going to hold you back. I don't think that it's going to hurt you. I don't think that it's going to cause you more pain, you know, because that's not what I'm getting. What I'm getting is that it could be an opportunity for you to speak your truth, okay? For you to hear this other person's truth. So for you to be able to receive the message that they're trying to send you, right? Whatever it is, okay? Which is more than likely an apology, you know what I mean? Which is more than likely some vulnerability and insight into why it is they behaved the way they behaved. And I think that when, you know, we love somebody, or when we care deeply for somebody, or at least when we have sympathy for somebody even, you know what I mean? Then we do find ourselves being curious about that person's in like the way that they are processing information internally, right? So to a certain extent, we're kind of like, yeah, like I would like to know why you decided to do that, because it does kind of confuse me because I don't really understand, but I had to accept what I was, you know, being told, and I had to accept the situation and just move forward, whether it was painful, difficult, I, you know, didn't, you know, feel appreciated, or, you know, whatever it is, it's like, you know, but to a certain extent, I think that if you're the type of Scorpio that I'm reading for, you do have a lot of love, you do have a lot of inner joy and inner happiness within yourself. Like, I feel like you generate this for yourself, and you have visions for the future. You are moving forward. You are doing good things. You are ambitious. You are committing yourself to yourself. You're committing yourself to your happiness, and you want the same. You want people who are going to commit themselves to your kind of your joint energy, the energy that you have when you come together. So I feel like no matter what, Scorpio, that is your reality. And that is your future, no matter fucking what. So you have to have faith in yourself, because I think that's part of this too, is that you're afraid that you're not strong enough to deal with this situation. You know what I mean? I feel like you're afraid of making the wrong decision. I think you're afraid of it impacting your abundance, because you're just like, it's better if I just keep this person away from me, and if that's the way that it is, because especially, I will just say, if you know for a fact that the person I'm talking about is a narcissist, and they just might be coming back around to hoover you, okay, because they, you know, things aren't going their way anymore, and they realize that they fucked up. It doesn't matter. They could realize they fucked up, but then just be doing it for selfish reasons to come back and apologize and yada yada. So what I'm saying here is that if you know for a fact this person is harmful, narcissistic, you cannot allow them back in on any kind of level, because they are like seriously dangerous to you, because they will find out where you live, because they will follow you when you leave a meeting place to have a conversation, anything like that, okay? You don't want them to have your number, your social media, whatever it is, then reading is not for you, because I do not think that would be healthy for you to have that conversation then, okay? And you know who you are, and you know your situation. So I'm sorry if you're getting bombarded with readings of people coming back, and they're sorry, and they really do love you, and they really do want to try something out with you now, and da-da-da-da-da, because you're just like, you already know the answer. You're already like, no. So it's just causing confusion for you. So I'm sorry if that's you. But if that's not you, and you feel like this person may really have acted selfishly because of their own trauma, their own pain, their own fear, their own burdens, you know what I mean, then, and you're willing to hear them out, then I feel like this is why the Strength card is coming out in reverse, because I feel like you're letting down your defenses enough to potentially receive this message, because you're starting to become unblocked. That's the deal, is that you're becoming unblocked, and you're tired of wrestling with their energy, because I feel like you've been fighting them off for some time now. So this is what I'm getting for you, Scorpio. I really do think that you have the choice, okay? And that's the part that's annoying, because you're like, just tell me what to do. But it is your choice. So you can decide if you want to have this conversation or not. But I'm feeling that if you don't have this conversation, Scorpio, for the majority of you, I'm getting that it will be something in the back of your mind. You know what I mean? And eventually it'll go away, but maybe not for a little while, and that may impact you energetically. So what I'm getting here is you're moving forward anyway. You're moving into better things no matter what. So if you choose to have this conversation, I think if it'll only contribute to you continuing to be unblocked and you continuing to move forward, okay? But I also think that if you know what I mean, I just think that this conversation could go in a couple different directions, you know? Four of Cups. You know, I don't really think that you may necessarily, if this person is making you an offer, like, you know what I mean? Do you think that things could work between us now? You know? And you're like, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because of the things that have happened in the past. You know, you're going to be defensive of your heart. You're going to be defensive of yourself, and you damn well should be, because you can't necessarily just trust people just on their word. Because if that was the case, then, you know, this person would have never hurt you in the first place, because this person, I feel like, you know, presented themselves as something that they were not capable of being at the time for you. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like there's codependency here. This person might be codependent, or you might be. Eight of Cups, you know? I feel like you're choosing to walk away. You're choosing to walk towards your happiness. Four of Pentacles in reverse. You're letting it go, you know? And that's not a bad thing at all. Even if the Ten of Wands, this has caused a lot of burdens for the both of you, okay? I do think this is a two-way street. I think that, you know, Three of Cups in reverse could have been a third-party situation, a failed polyamorous situation. Page of Cups, this person might be coming in with just like a tiny bit. Eight of Pentacles, okay? Is that this thing would take a lot of work if you guys were going to try and do it. And I don't know if you do have the strength to do the work in this relationship to make it what it needs to be. And I don't really know if this other person is prepared for all that either. They may be. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of getting the feeling this person is kind of like at a place where, you know, they might be like, I'm prepared to do what it takes to make things right and make things up to you. And they may mean it, but really it's all about stamina and duration. Can this person really, you know what I mean, hold up, right, in this commitment? Is it something that they could really do? But, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you might not even be willing to take the risk to find out, because you're like, look, you know, things happened the way they happened for a reason. And, you know, you can even forgive this person and move on, you know what I mean? And that might help them in the long run too, because at least they know that, you know, you don't hate them. At least they, you know what I mean? Or at least they know, like, the truth of how you really felt, and that it's like, you know, yeah, I would have fucking gone all the way with you, person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would have committed to you, but because of the way you treated me and the way things went down, it's like, I don't think that I feel comfortable with that anymore, because I don't know if I can trust you, you know? And at least it's like everything's on the table, you know? Because I feel like you did put yourself out there and you were vulnerable. You put your cards on the table, but I don't think you said it all. And, you know, and I don't think they did either. Definitely not, you know? So here's the deal. You might end up just having a conversation, okay? And that's okay. It doesn't mean it has to go anywhere. Doesn't mean that, you know, doesn't mean that you have to reopen old wounds. If anything, it could really bring you a lot of closure. So that's what I'm getting for you, Scorpio. So if you like the video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, support me and my channel. And also, if you need a dream interpretation, that information is in the description box below, as well as my donation links. If you want to drop me a donation, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, that's what I've got for you. So thanks again, and I'll see you again next time.